Welcome to our very first Marvel Champions Gauntlet. And let's go over the Gauntlet rules before we get into today's matchup. One hero is going to be attempting to defeat every villain. Once in the Gauntlet, no switching decks, no switching cards inside that deck. The villain will be chosen at random with their preferred main scheme, but will have a random encounter set added, always with standard and the 1-2 villain stage. Lose once, next hero's up. Hero resets between every fight. There may be other things that pop up, but those are the basic rules of the Marvel Champions Gauntlet right here on the Tom Tries channel. Let's get into today's matchup. We will have Dr. Stephen Strange taking on the Green Goblin, who's working on unleashing the mutagen. So for our setup for the Green Goblin, they have 16 hit points versus just one character. Dr. Strange starts off at 10. We'll get his invocation deck here in a second. Unleashing the mutagen, put a Goblin Thrall minion into play engaged with each player. Shuffle the encounter deck, which we have done already. We grabbed the Goblin Thrall out to make life a little bit easier. He is a 1/1/3 health points with guard, meaning while guard, this minion's engaged with you, you cannot attack the villain. And so that is the setup for unleashing the mutagen. It has allowance of 7, and Green Goblin has released a toxic mutagen gas on New York City. When completed in player order, we'll get to that if and when it happens. That's what Green Goblin is up to. Goblin, his first stage, has a scheme of 1, an attack of 2, and it has a forced response too when he deals damage as well. This unleashing the mutagen starts with two threat already placed upon it. And there we go. So yeah, it has allowance of 7 before that's completed. Hit points of 16 to the hero side of life. We've got our draw deck sitting over here. We've got our invocation deck here. We'll give this a quick shuffle because Stephen Strange begins the game with an invocation deck. It is these 5 cards. One of them will always be face up, forced to use. Consider it like a extra card in your hand, but to be able to use these, you need a power to be able to do so, and you'll see that a little bit more once we flip Stephen Strange over to the Doctor Strange side. But we've got the Crimson Bands of the Sidorak with a special stun an enemy and deal 7 damage to it. Place this card in the invocation deck discard pile. So a very good one for us. Hits hard and applies a stun as well. I didn't forget those. They've been there the whole time. Don't rewind the video. Hey, Stephen Strange starts with 10 hit points and a hand of 6. We've already went ahead and shuffled our deck. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let us see where we begin. Let's see. We've got a strength. Desperate defense, which is actually pretty nice. When your hero defends against an attack, it gets +2 defense for that attack. If you take no damage from that attack, ready your hero. Pretty nice strength, which gives us 2 fists. Momentum shift. Hero action, heal 2 damage from your hero. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. We've got that twice. Ooh, here's a very good one early for us. Sorcerer Supreme. Play only if you have the Mystic trait. And surprisingly, it's a basic card, so you can actually put this with anybody as long as they have the Mystic title. And this will get +1 hand size while in hero form. So we are going to flip Dr. Stephen Strange to Doctor Strange. So and then he has 2 thwart, 1 attack, 2 defense, and exhaust Dr. Strange and pay the cost of the top card of the invocation deck, resolve the special ability on that card. So we are going to use strength. That gives us 2 energy. Put that to our discard pile here to get the Sorcerer Supreme upgrade out. That's royally gonna help us out. We've got 3 left that we can play with, or we've got 4 cards left. This would be nice, but I currently can't attack Green Goblin, which is definitely gonna hurt. So it's I don't know if we want to use this right away. Try to maybe get the Goblin Thrall out first. Because our momentum shifts at a cost of 2. We heal 2 damage from our hero, deal 2 damage to an enemy. If I use the Crimson Bands, it'll knock out this Goblin Thrall with 3 health, but it's this is very good against Goblin because it's 7 damage. So I don't yeah, part of me needs to get rid of that Goblin Thrall because he's on guard. If we momentum shift, we would deal 2 damage to an enemy, as well as we could use Doctor Strange base attack to knock it out. So let us spend our 2 here, generate our 2 points to use momentum shift. Deal 2 damage from your hero. We're already at max. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. So we've got 2 of the 3 onto that. Momentum shift is discarded. And now our last action is we will tap Doctor Strange here to attack with his 1 power onto the Goblin Thrall, which will be enough to murderize it. Now we have nothing else left for us to do. So we could discard this, but I actually do want to hold on to Desperate Defense because of Green Goblin coming up. We draw up to our hand size. While in Doctor Strange form, it is a 5. But we have this. There's motorcycles going by. Hopefully that didn't go over. While we've got the Sorcerer Supreme out, we now have a hand size of 6. Very good for us early on. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. See what we get here. We got Clea, another Desperate Defense, a warning too. Eye of Agamotto. We have a decent hand coming up. So now we go to the Goblin side. Place threat on the main scheme. There we go. And now the villain and each engaged minion, currently there's none, will attack. And I forgot to ready Doctor Strange back up. So Green Goblin is going to attack for 2. And I think right now what we're going to do is we are going to spend... We are going to spend 1 of the Desperate Defense to play the other Desperate Defense. When your hero defends against an attack, it gets +2 defense. If you take no damage, ready your hero. So right now we're at a block of 4. So let us, let's see, and then interrupt defense when a hero would take any amount of damage, reduce it by 1. So we'll see about trying to get this out. But let's see what Goblin does. He's currently attacking for 2 plus, let's see, 2 plus 1. He is attacking for 3. We do block it without needing to spend our warning. And with Desperate Defense, we block, we get to ready that back up. Green Goblin's forced response: after Green Goblin attacks and damages you, place 1 threat on the main scheme. He didn't damage us, so I do believe we get to ignore that. Now we need to come down to the encounter card. Goblin Knight. Oh boy. He's a 2/2 for the scheme and attack. Boost would have been rough for him, for us. After this activation ends, shuffle this card into the encounter deck. But forced response: after Goblin Knight attacks you, discard 1 card from the encounter deck. If that card's a Goblin minion, put it engaged with you. 7 health. So I'm definitely happy we've got this Crimson Bands of the Sidorak, because we are definitely going to need to use it here momentarily. So that is going to wrap it up for Goblins Phase. We come back to our side of life. Let us see what we can do. This is a little rough. I think we will go Power of Protection to pay for Clea, because this will generate 2 while paying for a protection green card. So Clea is one of our 3 allies out and available. 1 thwart, 1 attack, 2 health, but has an interrupt when Clea is defeated. Shuffle her into her owner's hero deck. And I think we'll use her thwart action right away. She will take 1 collateral damage because of the pip underneath, but we at least get to take 1 threat off the main baddie here. I would love to get this Eye of Agamotto out because we can exhaust it to generate a resource, but I do believe we need to deal with that Goblin Knight immediately. So we will action exhaust Doctor Strange, pay the cost of the top card. This is going to stun an enemy, deal 7 damage to it. We will skip the stun. So So there goes our 2. This goes into the discard pile of the invocation deck. We will now have Winds of Watum as our top one. This guy will go away. And then this, Winds of Watum. Draw 3 cards, place this card in the invocation deck discard pile. Not a great round for us. But hey, you do what you gotta do. So we'll ready them back up. We'll draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. See what we got going on. Momentum shift. Ooh, Magic Blast. Doctor Strange, big ability here. We've got energy, another desperate defense, unflappable, and magical enhancements. That's what's coming up. But we switch sides over to the villain phase. It's one scheme. We are immediately going to throw out that desperate defense, and I'm gonna spend the 1 momentum shift to be able to use that. And so we are going to defend at a 4. Hopefully we can block it. That way we'll get him back. Green Goblin attacking for 2 plus. All right, so 2 plus none, but as a boost, it is engaged with us. So that's a little rough. But we do block, which we'll get to re-ready Doctor Strange back up. And sadly, that minion is going to be able to attack us this turn. We could just have Clea take the damage for us. It'll knock her out. She'll get shuffled back into our deck. That might be the route to go, or we could just take the 1 damage. Yeah, I think for now let's just take the 1 damage. That'll knock Strange down to 9. Rather leave her out just in case. So that'll wrap that up. Let's go to the encounter phase. Another Goblin Thrall engaged with us. Goblins are starting to become a little bit of a problem here. That'll wrap it up for the villain phase. Normally pass the first player token, but we kind of ignore that. So we come back to our side, and let's see what we can do. This is a little rough here. I think first things first, we are going to exhaust Doctor Strange and use the Winds of Watum. Draw 3 cards. This gets placed into the discard pile. We have a new face up, the Vapors of Valtur. So let's get our 1, 2, and 3 cards. Another unflappable, Astral Projection, Master of the Mystic Arts. This would have been a good one. We had the Crimson Bands of the Kitterak out, but hey, you can only do so much. Choose a scheme, remove 3 threat from that scheme. That wouldn't be terrible with Astral Projection. At a cost of 1. Okay. Cost of 1 to get our unflappable. After you defend against an attack, take no damage. Exhaust unflappable and draw a card. We'll give that a whirl. We've been able to block stuff fairly well, so we can give that a whirl. I think next up, we should try to Magic Blast one of the Goblin Thralls, because we can't touch Green Goblin. They're sitting with block right now. So let us, and it costs 3 to do it. Let's see. So the Vapors of Valtur. Choose a status card in play. Replace the status with a different status card. Then that goes to the discard pile. Not great for us, in all honesty. Astral Projection would be great because that would knock the scheme down. We need to hit those thralls too, though. Well, because if Klee goes after one of them, it's only going to deal 1 damage, and we lose her in the process. And we may want her to take the damage from Green Goblin coming up. So do we use the Magic Blast on one of the thralls to get rid of them? Do we Astral Projection to knock the scheme down? Because it's likely going to go up 2 because of Green Goblin's forced response. That's not terrible. So all right, let's spend the 2 energy using the energy card here to use Astral Projection. Choose a scheme, which will be this one. Remove 3 threat from that scheme. Look at the top card of the encounter deck. For each boost icon on that card, remove 1 additional, so we can at least take a look at what this is, so we know what's coming to his boost. So Green Goblin's going to be swinging for 3 on his next. That's actually good to know, because it doesn't say to reshuffle it, and we know what's coming. So, what do we do? What do we do? So if we know we have 3 damage coming in, we could not do much about it. Because I don't have enough to get Magic Blast use this turn. Master of the Mystic Arts is great for later on, not really great for us right now. Because this, so the plus side of this one, it keeps the top invocation deck where it is. It doesn't go back to the bottom. So it's the downside. You have to pay the 1, then you have to pay the cost of whatever's on top. So it's a little spendy, but it keeps some really good cards on the top. So like that Winds of Tomb would have been great with this. Would have gotten us a lot of cards out. Hey, you can only we can only do so much. We can't use Magic Blast anyway. Master of the Mystic Arts doesn't help us. I think Klee is gonna just try to soak up some damage for us this coming turn. So yeah, I think we're gonna pass. We will discard, leaving Magic Blast and Master of the Mystic Arts for this turn. We discard, we draw up to hand size, which with Sorcerer Supreme is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Here we get some defense, a Protective Ward. I'll skip a Treachery for us. We have our other Magic Blast out. And now we go to the enemy side. 1 scheme automatically put onto Unleashing the Mutagen. Green Goblin's going to attack. Needed to ready him back up. We are going to block with... Ooh, okay, here's what we'll do. We'll block with Doctor Strange. And for an interrupt, when hero would take any amount of damage, reduce that damage by 1. So let us bring this out. He swings for 2. That would be 3. I will reduce it by 1, taking no damage. After you defend against an attack and take no damage, Exhaust and Flappable, that will draw us a card. See how we do. Med Team is back out. So the Goblin Thralls are going to attack. We're gonna have this Goblin Thrall attack Clea here. She is her interrupt when defeated just gets shuffled back into our deck. And for our other one, we are just gonna have to eat the 1 damage, taking Doctor Strange down to 8. So not great, not terrible. We can happily deal with it. All right, Doctor Strange down to 8. And now let's do our encounter. It is an attachment, the Goblin Glider, attached to the enemy with the highest printed hit points and without another Goblin Glider attached. If you cannot, this card gains Surge. Costs 2 energy resources, the Lightning Bolt resource, to discard this card. So Goblin's swinging for 3. All right, little rough. I wish we could have skipped it with our Protective Ward, but hey, we can only do so much. All right, that will be it for their side. Comes back over to us. Sadly, Doctor Strange has already exhausted this turn, which doesn't do us any favors. Goblin's got 2 guards on him right now. We can't really touch him. So I think here's what we'll do. We will spend these 3 to use a Magic Blast. Deal 5 damage to an enemy. Discard the top card of your deck, depending on what it is. It's Brother Voodoo, sadly, is kind of disappearing. It's to resolve something else below. We don't have anything else to resolve because he will be dead anyway, but still have to make good on the discard. Oh, this is a very rough turn for us. So that's about all we can do. At least we have this Protective Ward that might be able to help us out. So let us ready. Strange back up. Unflappable is going to be re-readied. We'll still hold Magic Blast, hold Protective Ward. That's 3, 4, 5, and 6. Maybe some more interrupts too. Okay, we've got Wong, we've got Iron Fist, and Cloak of Levitation. Cloak is great for Doctor Strange. It will exhaust to re-ready Doctor Strange. So hopefully we can survive long enough for that to happen. And Goblin would have... Oh, no. We blocked the damage. Because last time I was like, all right, Goblin was swinging for so much, but we were able to block. So ignore my ranting and raving. We're on the villain side. Green Goblin swinging for 3 right now, plus whatever the boost is. So I'm afraid we are gonna have to defend at 2. I don't have a way to boost it. So 3 damage plus 3, 4, and so 5 damage. After this activation ends, shuffle this card into the encounter deck. Yay! Alright, so that's gonna be 5 damage coming in. We block 2. We're down to 5 health. No damage against Goblin yet. So that is the end of the activation for Goblin. And because he did deal damage to us, +1 threat to the scheme. Goblin Thrall is now going to attack. Gonna do 1 more damage. We're down to 4 health. We are very much hurting. Wish we could do a little bit more about that, but hey, you know, sometimes in life things just happen. So we are down to 4 with Doctor Strange here. And now we go to the encounter phase. Let's take a look at what we got. Overrun. Yay. So, when defeated in player order, each player must discard 2 cards from the encounter deck and put each goblin minion they discarded this way into play engaged with them. Oh boy. All right. So we get the +1 here, and it also has the +2 encounters cards. So we'll have to draw 2 encounter cards at the end of every turn until that side scheme is taken care of. Yay! That's not a problem at all. This'll be good. All right, let's see what can happen. I wish it was a treachery so we could use a protective ward, but not the case. All right, that's going to be the end of the Goblin turn. It is back to our side. We need to do some stuff. Let us discard these 2 to get Cloak of Levitation out. Oh boy, I don't know. We need to thwart that. We need to thwart that scheme, but I also need Wong and Iron Fist out, or we're going to die. So, I don't know what to do besides cry in what feels like defeat. All right, let's go 1, 2, 3 to get Wong out. We will immediately use Wong. He'll take collateral damage. He takes this out. This does have a when defeated. Need to discard 2 of these for each minion. They come in, play engaged with us. So Goblin Soldiers on top of us. Oh boy, this is a treat, I tell you what. I think we will flip Stephen Strange over to his hero side. And for an action, we could discard the top card of the invocation deck. It doesn't exhaust us. So I think we may go ahead and do that. So we have Images of Icon. Confuse the villain, remove 4 threat from a scheme. That it could come in handy. Hopefully. We'll find out. This round is very much gonna hurt. So let's get to it, shall we? So we now have a hand size of 6. Sorcerer Supreme does not work on our side. We will ready everybody back up. Go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Getting a little thin here. Sanctum Sanctorum, Avengers Mansion, the Night Nurse, Master of the Mystic Arts. This may save our rears if we can make it there long enough. If we can survive long enough, it might help. So Goblin is going to be putting 1 onto the scheme. Now we go to Goblins Phase. Gonna be dealing 1 scheme plus scheming for 3. So that is 1, 2, and 3, enough to bring this unleashing the mutagen to the breakpoint. Let's see. When completed, in player order, each player not engaged with a goblin minion must discard 3 from the encounter deck. Put the first goblin they discarded this way into play engaged with them. All right, we already have 2 on to us. So let's go to the mutagen cloud. As the cloud engulfs the city, those unfortunate enough to get caught in the vapors, we got the vapors, begin to shiver and shift, mutating into hideous goblin creatures. When revealed, advance to stage B. This starts with 4 on it. Goblin creatures serve green goblins every command. Stop green goblin before his monstrous militia overruns the city. X is equal to the number of goblin enemies, including green goblin into play. If this stage is completed, the players lose. It has a max out of 11 per player. I'm just gonna call it the breakpoint. I know it probably has a different term, but it starts with 4. It's gonna go up 3 every turn. And seeing that broke in the middle of this, we still have to do the Goblin Thrall, Goblin Soldier, which is going to put 2 more onto it. So let's see, let's get these 4 off. The 5 are on. So it started with 4, should be up to 6. Okay, we're in a lot of trouble. And we still need to do an encounter. When revealed, discard X cards from the encounter deck, where X is equal to double the villain stage number. Each time goblin minion is discarded this way, choose to either take 3 damage or put that minion in play against you. All right, so I need to drop 2 cards, treachery, and a minion. We're gonna eat the 3 damage. I know it takes us down to 1, but we've already got 2 attached to us right now. So these 2 are going to there. Wicked Ambitions is out. Oh boy, it's not looking good for Doctor Strange this turn, I'm afraid. So it is finally back to our side. What can we do to try to right this major wrong? Let's see. With Wong, we can exhaust 1 to choose to either heal 1 damage from your identity or discard the top card of your invocation deck. Healing would be good, but I don't know how good that actually would be. Obviously we need to survive this round. So I don't know if we heal the 3, flip over, Magic Blast that Goblin Soldier away. Yeah, let's do that. We're gonna heal 3. So we're up to 4. We will flip on over to the other side. We are going to go after that Goblin Soldier with confuse the villain, remove 4 threat from a scheme. That actually would be good. So let's go 1, 2, 3 to use Magic Blast. This will be enough to take out the Goblin Soldier, but we will have to discard the top card for the effect, even though it doesn't do anything else for us. Oh, I don't have enough to use this, the Images of Icon with that the Master of the Mystic Arts. Just a little bit of a problem. If we go back down on the health scale, back down to 1, say we went back in time, we didn't ready him up, we could spend it to at least confuse him, get rid of 4 of those. That might not be the world's worst idea. Yeah, all right, we'll do that. We'll kind of go back in time here a little bit. Say we didn't heal Doctor Strange, he would have stayed readied up. We will spend the Master of the Mystic Arts to use our Images of Icon, confuse the villain, remove 4 threat from a scheme. Sadly, this goes to the bottom of our invocation deck. All right, that would exhaust Doctor Strange for using that. 7 Rings Ragador comes up, give up to 3 characters toughness. That would royally come in handy, especially when we're probably gonna die. We could discard the top card of our invocation deck. We could have him try to attack, but we're gonna need him to defend. But he does have an attack at 2. He could potentially survive. All right, here's what we'll do. Wong is going to exhaust to heal our identity by 1. So we are at the 2 for him. That's going to call it for our turn because we don't have enough to get the Cloak of Levitation out. Ready, everybody back up. We'll draw up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We have an alter ego action. We have our genius. We don't have an interrupt, at least a defensive interrupt, which a little rough for us. On the villain phase, we'll put the 1 scheme onto that. Green Goblin's going to be attacking, except for the next time this character would thwart or scheme, discard this card instead. That goes away. Oh, thank goodness. All right, so that just disappears. Goblin Thrall is going to attack. Before he actually does that, I actually owe the scheme 1 more due to the Goblin Thrall. So the Goblin Thrall, Green Goblin, this goes up every round. 1 for each goblin that is currently in play. Goblin Thrall is going to attack. We're gonna have Wong eat the 1 damage. But we survive another turn unless this causes us to eat some damage. So let us, let's see. I see you, treachery. Green Goblin attacks you. If you're in alter ego form, do not give the villain a boost card for this activation. Oh, all right. Do you have anything that cancels that? Oof. I don't think we have anything to block that. He will be dealing 3 damage straight up. We're not in alter ego form. So Wong's going to be taking the hit, revealed as a boost. This gets reshuffled back in. Wong goes to the graveyard here. Green Goblin is attacked and damaged. This gets another 1 placed onto it, so that's now up to 5. Oh, we're in trouble. We're in a lot of trouble. See what we can do here. We have 2 health and no Wong. Oh, the Goblin Thrall is still blocking us. This isn't feeling too good. All right, so that's all she wrote for that one. Should be our turn currently. Hopefully. That we'll find out momentarily on what we can maybe do here. We're gonna use the genius to generate 2 to give us our Cloak of Levitation. We've needed this for a while now. Hopefully we can do something good with it. I think we are going to spend the... I could do the astral projection as well as Clea. So magical enhancements with mystical studies are gonna go away. The 2 there to get Clea out, because Clea is gonna help block Goblin for us. That's she's gonna have to meet shield. And what we'll do is we'll have Clea attack Goblin Thrall for 1, but she will take damage in return. Doctor Strange is gonna attack, hit Goblin Thrall for 2. We will tap Cloak of Levitation to re-ready Doctor Strange. And it's either we could spend this to get that 7 Rings of Ragador, or I can get rid of Goblin Thrall right now, and I think that might be the better play. I would keep them both alive going into the next turn, but that scheme goes up by 2, which I don't like. But keep astral projection off to the side. Yeah, because this will get rid of more. So all right, let us tap Doctor Strange. This will kill the Goblin Thrall. Or yeah, ooh, protection. Protection is kind of vital. Clea's gonna take the hit. All right, so that goes there. That should be all for our turn. Sadly, we are on a shuffle right now. which means we're gonna have to deal with an encounter card, penalty for shuffling. The other thing too is the invocation deck. If you did not know, you do not need to roll, or you do not need to draw the encounter card if you have to reshuffle that invocation deck. Kind of a nice little thing. There's only 5 cards in it, so it'd be very rough if they made you do that. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Our encounter card is an attachment, Pumpkin Bombs. Force response. After the villain attacks you, discard Pumpkin Bombs. Take 2 indirect damage. Oh, that's really not good. That is really, really, really not good. Okay. What can we maybe do about this? Oh, all right. Let's ready everybody up. There is only 1 goblin in play, so this is going to go up by 1. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just left the 1, got the 5 out. Keep forgetting there's 3s. But there we go. So that's at 6 of 11. Oof, Green Goblin is now going to attack. We're gonna have Clea take the hit. So he's currently attacking for 3. Put Goblin Nation into play on a boost. Each goblin enemy, including Green Goblin, gets +1 attack. Oh boy. The Goblin is he's hitting for 1, 2, 3, 4 damage right now. Clea is going to take the hit. This is going to knock Clea out. She just goes back into the deck on a shuffle with her forced interrupt. Now, at the end of that, Pumpkin Bombs is going to get discarded. I take 2 indirect damage, which would be enough to kill us. But when a hero would take any amount of damage, I could reduce that amount by 1, which will just keep us alive with our warning. So that's what we'll do. Pumpkin Bombs goes away. We are down to 1 health. Now we have to do a encounter. This is see what happens here. Goblin Glider. We don't have an enemy for this to place on, so it gains Surge. Gang Up. The villain and each minion engaged with you attacks you. Oh boy. Well, I can block for 2, but that damage is gonna be coming through because he's swinging for 4 right now. And I think that's gonna be it. Yeah, that's gonna be GG. Green Goblin very successful today against Doctor Strange, and I feel good early in this one too. But yeah, we fell behind early with those minions. They really stacked up quick on us. And the sad thing too is we had that Sorcerer Supreme out early. Maybe I shouldn't have held out for the Cloak of Levitation as hard as I did. But hey, you know something? You win some, you lose some, and today we definitely lost some in a very rough fashion. We didn't even deal 1 point of damage to Green Goblin. They kept getting those Goblin Thralls with guard. It's just they did not play nice, I tell you what. So that's gonna do it for Doctor Strange and the Gauntlet. Did not make it through round 1. We'll be moving on to another hero and our next exciting edition of the Marvel Champions Gauntlet. Who I thought Doctor Strange was gonna get to run the gambit. I've played a few rounds off camera with him before, and he runs beautifully. So I'm a little disappointed. We might let Doc get some retribution at some point, but we got some other heroes that are gonna need a little love. See how they do on the Gauntlet. But as always, if you like the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more board game content, more Marvel Champions, and also some indie video game content right here on the Tom Tries channel. Comment down below, who would you like to see as the next hero we play as? I'll take a look, consider having them be our next run in the Gauntlet. If I don't get it through in time, it might be the one after the next. We'll see how we feel. And until next time, TTFN, ta-ta for now.